Good morning everybody, it's Tuesday the 9th of June today and we're still on that sort of grey weather, and I've taken a walk up to Cleveleys town centre and we're going to go for a walk today on the other side of the sea wall because it's all starting to get a bit monotonous looking at the same view every time we go out. So we'll just start off with a quick look up to Blackpool. So there you've got the pier, seeing from the end of Victoria Road West, and of course this is the sea swallow sculpture against, oh look, there's a sun. Whee! I'm just thinking it had better not rain because I've not put a mac on, I've only put my cardigan on, and if it rains I'm going to get very wet. So this is Cleveleys Plaza, probably as quiet as you're ever likely to see it. Probably the quietest bit of Cleveleys in fact. And that is what you call a black cloud. Just take my glasses off. Got my sunglasses on so it looks twice as black as it is in reality. So this is where Terry the ice cream man is normally to be found. The plant pots are looked after by the town centre volunteers. That's the White Council chap emptying the bins. And this was actually built as an area for performance and to use for outdoor events, and the only problem with that is that it's enough to blow you off your feet here on a bad day, and you saw the wind and the way that it was blowing a gale and the foam was coming over the other day, and just imagine trying to do an event in that. That's the radar that I pointed out to you last week as well, that's measuring the way that the sand moves about and the depth of the seabed. So if you go that way, you go down into the town centre and onto Victoria Road West, and if you go that way you go to the bus station, and the wonder that is Kate's Fish and Chips, that had fish and chips for, well, since before lockdown. So this is another little area that should have been used for the market had that gone ahead this summer. It's been suspended for the time being because of coronavirus and social distancing. The council have been replanting this planted area. This planted area along the seafront goes right along the back of the new sea wall, and these that look pathetically wind-burnt and dead, they're agapanthus, and they're plants that they've replanted this year, and they're the ones that have got the great big purple pom-pom heads on them. They're really lovely when they flower. So don't be confused by the little dead onion type stems on top because believe me, they do look pretty when they're in flower. So this is the current children's corner, closed obviously because it's children's rides. And if you remember many years ago, you can see we're a bit lower than the promenade here. The van is obviously on the prom. And if you remember a few years ago, before they actually rebuilt all this, the sea wall was probably at about that height, and down here was a wall and a kind of a canopy area, and the old kiddies corner was right on the corner where the plaza is now, and originally that used to be a performance area and the stage. So this is the new seafront walkway, and we've got mostly ramps to get onto the beach because obviously they're accessibility friendly for people in wheelchairs and scooters and pushing prams and that kind of thing. It's always, if you're trying to grow a garden, it's always a good idea to look at what grows natively. These are agapanthus, so they're mature versions of these that they've transplanted. And the ones at the front, these at the front here, they're sedums, and they do really well. They're the ones that the butterflies love. So the back of the sea wall is quite a good place to walk if it's really, really windy. I mean, out of choice, you'd go on the seafront, wouldn't you, and look at the beautiful view. The gardens usually look quite nice, but obviously there have been bigger problems and bigger priorities, and we've had quite a lot of bad weather as well. That's an understatement. We've had enough foam to sink a ship, and they're all windburnt at the moment, but it's amazing how things come back to life. Some sunshine and some rain, and they perk back up again quite well. You won't believe it, in fact. So on the seafront here, if you're a long time fan of Cleveleys, you might remember that that's where the beach huts were, where the Pizza Hut is now. And this area where JD Gyms and the View Cinema is used to be a car park. Can't quite remember what was there before it. I have a feeling it might have been a caravan site. But when the seafront development was done, the land was used as Jubilee Leisure Park. So there's parking at the back of those two buildings for people that are using the facilities. So here you've got a ramped access up to the sea wall. So you can see actually when you stood here, do you know, it's amazing, isn't it? I've been down here hundreds of times, but you can see here that the sea wall is actually quite a bit higher than the original old pavement. And then obviously when the storm gates are across, it fills the gap. So they're the storm gates, and they slide across that gap on this track on the floor, and then they protect the land from flooding. They've actually replaced quite a few flower beds with grass over the last few years, which looks nice. It's a lot easier to keep tidy. It's such a harsh environment, you're so limited in what you can grow. This is sea thrift. When we went up to Bispham the other day, we were looking at that, weren't we? And you can see how that's a lot taller than the plants that were growing up there that were sort of 2 inches tall because they were so near to the wind. So that's the Jubilee. Don't know what they're doing with that. It went into administration, I think. I'm not sure. All will be revealed when lockdown ends and all the pubs and cafes start to reopen. And then here is Jubilee Gardens. In fact, this is one of those posts. You know, when we were looking at that old photograph that a lady sent me of Cleveleys, that one, look. And there were gate posts. There was one there and one here, and then there were another pair at the venue. And I'm not quite sure what they're from. There's just that one left. Be interesting to find out, wouldn't it? So on Jubilee Gardens, there's the skate park for the kids, and there's a Mugger multi-use games court, a little shelter for them to sit under, and then there's a little children's playground as well, which obviously is also closed because I'm not supposed to be using them. This is a short stay car park, and And then at the sides of Jubilee Gardens there's a long stay car park. I don't think that you're going to get away with parking and not paying because traffic wardens do patrol. So you can expect a ticket if you try it on. This is a useful turning spot as well if you realise that you've come the wrong way, because you can go in one end and come back out the other and turn round. So now we're at the cafe. This is another gateway into the seafront, so you can see the same arrangement of floodgates, and that obviously is Mary's Shell. So the floodgates shut across the metal line on the floor. They're done manually, the council come and close them when there's a storm prediction. So that's where you come out at Mary's Shell in the cafe. But you can see on the floor, look how much sand and pebbles there is that's been washed up, and that'll have come from all that rough weather that we've had that last couple of weeks when it had been really windy, when it had been stormy. It's just like constantly banging your head on the brick wall trying to keep things clean and tidy. So this is the long stay car park at Jubilee Gardens. So that's really handy if you want to come to the beach, because you can park there quite near to the beach, and then all you need to do is to bring your stuff across the road and Bob's your uncle. And then there's public toilets there, just stop a second, there at the side of the entrance to the cafe. So they're the damn floor ones where you pay to enter a single cubicle. We're back at the venue, and that big black cloud's still in the sky and it's not tipped its load on me, which is a relief. Did well there, didn't I? It's a miracle it didn't see me when I came outside, and she's there rain on her. And then we're back round the other side of the cafe again. Back at Russell Beach. So don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to tell your friends to join us. Hit that little bell for notifications, and then you'll find new editions when we go out doing new videos. Have a nice day. See you later. Bye.